Good morning and welcome to the round table. My name is Margaret Osazua. With me on set today is Mr. Aliyu.
Adekunle Aliyu.
Mr. Adekunle Aliyu. How are you doing today,
Thank
sir?
you very much, madam. It's a pleasure to be here again.
Remember the last time we were still just two of us. Yeah. And of course, Mr. Daniel.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Bless you. I was waiting for you last week.
Thank God you have me.
Once again, welcome to the show. So we have three topics we'll be speaking on today. Ondo gears up for off-cycle elections. Lakarawa, the new terrorist group, emerges. And OAU considers waiver for extra year students after suicide attempt. Now, to the first story. The recently concluded Ondo governorship inauguration has set the stage, if I say so myself, for another critical election in Ondo State scheduled for the 16th of November 2024. So come Saturday, yes, there's going to be an off-cycle election. And this, of course, will determine the next governor to take office on February 24th. 2025. Now, although 2,053,061 people registered, only 1,757,205 eligible voters collected their PVCs and expected to participate. Now, it is quite interesting that though next Saturday's election has 18 contestants, but we are looking at two persons, basically, Agbala Ajayi of the PDP and Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa of the APC. I think my Yoruba is getting better by the day. Yes, please.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I just want to quickly ask, what would be the reason, I'll start with you, Daniel, that many people would register and most people will not get their PVCs? And now they are saying these are the ones that are going to be eligible. What would be the reason? I mean, over 295,000 persons didn't get their voter's card.
Yeah, I'll be speaking on that regard. Once again, thank you for having me, Margaret. It's nice seeing you. Like I always said, the beautiful ones are not yet born. All right.
So yeah, what do you do?
So now I will speak about these two aspects. One is from the aspect of the production of the PVC, the INEC themselves, and two, the aspect of the people, the collection of this PVC. We, from the INEC aspect, one thing we always experience sometimes is when these PVCs are registered, we have a system that should, or of course, we should have a system that should be able to issue this PVC instantly to people, not saying that they should go and come back and collect the PVC. It is wrong. Our system, the world is so digitalized. We are in a global world now that these things should not be problem. You know, when somebody is available to register for their PVC, to get their PVC, they should get it instantly. It's not something that should be so difficult than saying, don't forget that within that short period of saying these people should go back and come back for their PVC, there is a lot of issues that would have happened within that time. Some persons would have died, some persons would have traveled, some persons would have changed location, and what have you. Then the other aspect is a person's concern, and the people, the voters. Again, you also know that, yes, engagements, one activity or the other, a lot of persons, they'll say, is it PVC that's going to feed me? Is it PVC that is, I'm going out to do my daily business, so you're telling me to come back to come and collect. So
say at the end of the day,
the person will win. They already know. They will tell you, in fact, like you said, they will tell you that they are just playing with us. They know who they want to win, which of course is, for me, I think it's really the fact. The people's vote count, but again, we know, because if not so, why would it be some particularly specific political parties that wins all the time? So why is it so in that narrative? So it's really something that we really need to also consider.
That's why I want to agree with you. I also will have to disagree with you because of our system. It's only our system that's making us operate the way we operate. Now, a man who comes with a mutilated hand to want to get a PVC instantly, we have to check. Security have to check. Are you here? Are you not here? Do you live here? Do you not live here? There are a lot of people coming into the system, into your area, registering for different purposes. So how do you check? How do you verify? How do you know if this person is actually staying here? So you have to have some time to take back what you have registered and go and cross-check. Those you see given PVC are those who have been deemed eligible. They meet all criteria of deregistration. They are in that area. They are not far from that area. So that's those who get those PVC. But having said that, we need to improve our system. I agree with you that we need to see not on register and get your PVC instantly. So we need database. We need to capture ourselves in the appropriate manner. I think if you ask me, I'll say link our voters card with our name. You don't need to. When you have your name, you have a voter's card. When you're 18 years old, you get your voters, go and register and just get your card.
It will make it very easy.
It's easy.
Yeah.
So, but again, this time around, INEC has its own data. NIM people have their own data. Custom have their own data. Immigration has their own data. Those duplication of data is problem. But again, we need to secure the system. I think maybe INEC is doing it so that at least they can vouch for those who are going to come for the election. But having said that, it will still halt or curtail. But
don't let us again forget the political gimmicks about this issue of collection of PVC or not. You know, of course, there was a time, if you can remember, even prior to the general election, the presidential election, we were made to understand that at some specific local government, they had some PVC chunked from put in the bush and all that. We know that sometimes, if for me, or let me say for a particular political party that is in power, knows that this particular local government has more voters that is going to this other end, they will play their political cards and see a way where they will reduce the number of people that will have their PVC within that area.
If we had been able to deal appropriately with our population accurately,
and that is why like we mentioned, like I rightly mentioned earlier, that the fact that persons are voting within a particular area is not enough for us to now say we want to disenfranchise some people. One. Then another thing is that we have to also understand the fact that people within that system also compromise. They take to a very large extent compromise. So telling people to go and come back to get their PVC is another channel to give a gap, to compromise our system. We have a large system to be able to accommodate instant giving of cards. Verifying those address.
Large system, but have we been able to accommodate it? No. We have not been able to accommodate it.
And that is why
we able to accommodate it.
We can't now. This is do that, but we have not done it.
That is the problem we have with the system and the leadership.
You can't catch up.
We know what. I will not tell you that the government does not know what is wrong. They know. The people in power knows what should be done. They know what is wrong, what should be done. But the problem is the political will to do these things.
As much as not only for INEC, it's also be a means to capture those who you think want to rig the election. If I'm going to give you PVC right away and go, it means you can have system to go and clone my PVC before the election. So I will not give it. Now, though, again, I think there are many issues. I think INEC are the ones that can explain some of these issues. Sometimes this registration, the name registration might not tally. You know how we do with our names here? We play with it. You say, my name is Samuel Bimsola Adekule. And you go back to them and say, my name is Samuel Adekule Bimsola. You've changed those names. It has to be consistent. So if it's consistent, so when INEC is going to filter through a system and it's going to look, there are irregularities in your registration, they won't give you card.
That is where the problem comes from. If you are going to effect that, sometimes you can have mix-up like that. In situations where a young child who just entered into primary school, the parents registered one name. Getting to secondary school, the child has a kind of a leverage to give his or her name without the parents' presence. So he does that. When he wants to go and register for accounts, a business account, come up of age and all that, he gets there and one thing or the other happens, he registered. But if we have a good database from birth, right from birth, we have a database that has captured this person's name. All I need to do when I enter into school is to give them just my name. And they will enter it into the system. It will automatically get me.
It's your number you give. Just give your number.
Simple.
Your number just translates. So this is who it is. This is his
we know the problem in this country, and the people in authority knows. But this aspect of criminality, sense of stealing, and all this mental thing is already there. So they will not want to do what is right, and that's the problem we have.
Okay, so that being said, you know, INEC, Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu has promised significant improvements in this off-cycle election.
Like usual.
Yes. Thank you very much.
I've been doing that before.
When I read it, I was like, as usual.
They did that last year. Last 2 years.
There's always an improvement. Every time, every election.
There's always an improvement.
Kogi, they said that before they did Kogi. Improvement. Something new.
Yes, they're always doing something new, something fantastic.
What is the fantastic thing in the Kogi election? In the election I was held in Kogi, I'm saying, what is the fantastic thing there?
That was not rigging.
That was not rigging.
Okay, so
that was not again.
You can't tell me. You can't tell me there was no. Okay. It is well.
You are not confident that INEC will do a good job.
Well, I am saying that right now. I am saying that they should do the right thing. As far as I'm concerned, from what they have done in the past, they have not done anything right. As far as I'm concerned with INEC, they have not proved to Nigerians that they are up to the task to ensure that they give us a credible, free, fair election. They should do that with this Ondo election. They shouldn't say, I was appointed by the president, I was appointed by a social person into office. If you look at the issue of the REC and all that, they shouldn't follow that. So they should give us credible election.
I would ask you a question.
And prove to us.
What do you want them to do?
What I want is credible election. Proof that
get a credible election
by ensuring that the voters, their vote counts.
The IRF will determine for you the number of people that voted is what is going to come up.
The IRF will even when the IRF determines. Okay, we have had situations, countless situations where you have issues within those IRF. I monitored one of the state elections recently, and I saw even within those ballot papers that were posted in the IRF, you were seeing issues, one issues or the other. Somebody that you call the PU polling officer would write a particular figure somewhere, cancel another place, do another. Go study them, you see it.
Hold on. Yes, you will get all that. That's why we go to the.
Why should we have all that?
No, don't. We are all human beings.
We shouldn't. We shouldn't. It's a system.
So if somebody comes and muzzle me to write something,
why would they muzzle me? If the system is right.
You are talking about politicians who will do anything to get what they want.
That we shouldn't have that. That's what I'm saying. So we should correct that. We shouldn't have that.
We are muzzled to write a figure. And after leaving that place, at the next coalition, we are able to say, okay, this one, they came and they muzzled us to do this. We want to change it to the river. This is the river. Wouldn't you have consultations? So at that level again, we go back again to the next level. And they ask us, why do you have this? This thing goes through process. It's not just one. You all want it to be mass, 1 + 1 2. Sometimes it's not 1 + 1 2 in election. Because all those irregularities you experience, you go and give account for it. And when you are giving account, it's okay, this election is cancelled here for these reasons. So the reasons that are there for cancellation, would you accept it?
Yes, sir. What I'm saying is that all these processes are making the process fail. The process of the election. They are not giving us what we are supposed to be given. Why do we vote a huge sum of amounts into the process of election for us to have elections that will be marred with issues? We don't need it. What we need right now is that INEC should prove to us. Let Nigerians see that yes, INEC has changed before 2027. With this election, they should prove to us.
As much as I agree with
because you know what is at stake right now.
Things on board, we have new system, we have new ways to check this thing. Because every day you keep improving. Even the American election, you need to improve it. You need to keep improving. There is room for improvement.
This is 2024.
But again,
and we're still here.
Let's give room for errors. And while errors have been made, it will be corrected.
We don't want that kind of errors. Not with our future. 8 years future. The future of children, grandchildren, is at stake.
People growing.
Yes, sir.
Technically, we are growing.
We can't give room.
Some of these factors we don't have.
And we have not still grown up until now. When do we want to grow?
How do you grow systematically? You cannot just even still growing.
We are not changing with the situation of things.
There's a lot of this coming into place. There is a lot we need to do into our election system. We need to begin to vote. See, soon I'm expecting everybody will say, okay, election will be done. Now the IG says no movement restriction. Yeah. It's wrong. I should be able to travel to Ondo State that if I'm living in Lagos and I want to go and vote in Ondo State. I go and vote because I'm from Ondo State.
That is the issue. That's what we're saying.
We need to get
so is this the first time? The problem, why I'm saying we are not learning, why I am saying we are not learning, this is.
ANEC has grown. ANEC is growing, and ANEC will continue to grow till they are going to get us that perfect election. What we need technology in a good way. We need the IRF to work appropriately. We need people that will vote with their hearts, not with money.
Do you know we are not learning? Do you know we are not learning within this system? We are not. We are not, because the same thing keep repeating itself over again. You mentioned now that we decided to place movement restriction.
Why?
The same people that you say they should come out and vote, you're telling them don't go out. I don't understand.
The movement restriction is within the state. It's look, you can't, between this period and this period,
you can't move.
Because we're expecting you to remain in your locality to vote. So we're expecting you to remain there to vote, so you won't move beyond it. Why? We don't want talks moving. We don't want people disrupting the election. For this election, we want to choose our own people. Let's comply. How many hours? 2, 3, 5 hours.
Okay.
So let's stay together till we are able to have a good security system. Our security is not enough.
Thank God. At least, thank God you understand that now.
That the security is not enough.
At least you accept the fact that
with this election, I expect them to have enough security. Because everybody should be saying this should be the safest period.
There is concentration. We're all aware that there is concentration on the state now. So we should have
that state to come and rig election now. These are the things I'm saying. If somebody brings thugs here and hold them to ransom to force them to falsify an election result, so when he's going to comply at that level. But having moving from that level to a safer level, he's going to what? Cancel. And report the issue like this will happen, this will happen, this will give room for that.
At the end of the day, we just want a system that works.
A system that works.
That works. That's just the reality.
A system that works. So I will say, and I'll say for the three of us, because if I start now, they will continue. May the best man win. Quickly, we'll move on to the second story. So a new terrorist group called Lakarawa has emerged in the northwestern Nigeria, further destabilizing an already insecure region. Initially, the Lakarawas, according to reports, were headers before their transformation into a militant faction, which is tied to the ongoing crises in Mali. I mean, I could go on and on with the defense headquarters Babu saying that they are working towards all of this, but the pertinent question is, over time, we expect that this thing should have been abolished. Like insecurity, it doesn't end. It doesn't even reduce. It's like it increases at every given time. Every time I hear, I'm like, oh my God, we are back here. And this sort of always occurs in the northwestern region. These people come in displaced families, farmers, headers. I mean, we are going all and all.
I would say first, I will always put this over again to the government because they have the constitutional responsibility to protect lives and properties of their citizens. Now, I remember very well at a particular time we had issues of kidnapping on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, and I could see how our police and the security forces, the military, moved swiftly within that period to curtail this menace. And at the end of the day, we didn't experience it again. So I think these kind of strategies should have been employed even before now, like you mentioned. Should have been employed. The necessary things should have been done to ensure that we don't have this situation. What is the main problem? Our porous border. The border within that northwest, within north, the borders we share there is very, very porous. Yes, we had our own share within the southwest, but the reality remains that within that aspect, it is very porous. And number two, the rate of out-of-school children is very high. And it's very easy for you to influence somebody that has not eaten for days.
Because they even said that most of the people that are getting into their
young
are young people.
Young persons.
And I'm looking at young persons that are unemployed. I'm looking at young persons that have not gone to school. I'm looking at young persons that have dropped out. I'm looking at young persons that are hungry.
Have you gone there and to see the situation you have there? Wherever you come down from a vehicle, a public transport, you will see some children just come around you and and be saying the kind of. Now, this is the situation. Now, imagine some set of people coming through the border, having some kind of gift foods to people living within that community. They are saying, oh, we are family, we are this, share this to them. They will easily welcome them.
That's it.
And they say, okay, stay with us and all that. And they are also giving you things. Why they are doing that, they are teaching you. You know, education is power. And the type of education they give within that setting is to educate them against the Nigerian government. To tell them that, listen, they don't mean well for you. The government don't mean anything well for you. They are not ready to do this. But we are ready to give you this. We are ready to do this for you. All we need to do is for us to join forces with us. And when we join forces, we will fight them. And we will collect what belongs to us from the government to us. You can imagine such mindset to young persons. They will quickly grab it, and before you know it, they will join, start carrying go, and that's what we have. So don't be surprised that we are not stopping at having Lakarawas. We will still have Lakarawas. We have Jikarawas. Because the way we are having is very situation.
It's a real, we should also understand that, look, the community, the people also have to play an important role. We cannot all leave all our security to security officers alone or operative alone. We play a part in security. So when they started, they said this group started, this Lakarawa or whatever it's called, started from 2017, 2018, like that. So when they were coming in, what were the people doing?
They are hungry.
God said they thought that
These people,
one big happy
these people that you are talking about are
they came in as
hungry.
So they come into your community, you don't know them, you don't understand them, and they are speaking French. They are because currently they don't even speak English. So all they are doing is through interpreters. And you could not even report to the police and say to the official, look, we are having this. We don't know them. Come and find out who they are for us. The people kept quiet. And now they become a hydra-headed problem. They are crying wolf. I agree they should cry wolf. But they have not played their own part. So
okay, and that's why
the borders in the north is so... See, we
didn't create any awareness because you want people to do things.
We've had issues like this over and over in the north. This is not the first time we're having issues like this in the north. Go and study the Boko Haram situation, the banditry situation. It starts from little peanuts to something problematic. And if they've not been able to learn up to now that, look, these guys claim to be your brothers. They are from Niger, they are close to you and so on and so forth. But they are doing you more harm than good. So you need to learn that, look, my brother from the other side of the boundary, please remain there. Let's do it our own way here. Let's protect ourselves. If you don't protect yourself, now they are causing a problem. They are asking you to pay tax. They are asking you to do this. Who is asking you? Is the Nigerian government or people from the other side? So you have to learn as a people to be able to secure yourself from those who are going to be harmful. Maybe they are not speaking your dialect. They are not speaking the principle of the Nigerian government. They are not speaking the theory of the Nigerian government. Please raise an alarm. Don't keep quiet, because when you do keep quiet, in the long run, you will suffer for it. 15, 20 people are being killed in your community. Why? Because you kept quiet, you like them. For what food? How many food have they given you that you are keeping quiet for? They bought your conscience, bought your soul. Now they are destroying you. You kept quiet. The people need to play a part in their own security. That's what I'm saying. If you don't play a part, you're going to enjoy yourself.
That is all that was before all this happened. None of them in this community knew that these are Lakarawas.
That's the thing.
No. So it remains within the title. Sorry, it remains within the title of saying, or the subject of saying, be your brother's keeper.
Yeah. So
and somebody came in to your community. You will not. Yes.
You welcome them.
The first thing.
You are hungry, but now you're dying.
They did not come to say they will kill them.
Please hold on. You're hungry, now you're dying.
The first thing.
Because you accepted them into your system, now they subject you to destruction.
The man and the woman that gave birth. The man and the woman. Please, can you take this? The man and the woman that gave birth to a son that eventually killed them did not wait to verify if that son will kill them while they gave birth.
So now these people have come to your community. They've become a problem for how many years? 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2024, 6 years. Yes. You still didn't see for 6 years. You didn't get to know that, look, these guys are not destroyed in the long run. If they are selling religion to you, they've sold you dummy. If they are giving you food, they're giving you dummy. If they are giving you drink, they're giving you dummy. Now they are killing you. So you don't know. So you're not crying.
Why the killing? Before, and that's why I said education is important.
Yes.
In the process of all these years that you're talking about, these persons are educating them.
Want from you. You know what the federal government wants
from you. The government educates them. You have to do something for the government. The government depends on you to be a government. Okay, so
we didn't give them
educate them. The government give them proper education. Now, there's one thing to know.
Education
there's one thing to create awareness.
They are not forcing you to go to school. They said go to school, go to classes. You refuse to go. Is government going to kill you for not going? Government won't kill you. So you need to go to school. You need to understand that, look, what is my country? What does my country want me to do to remain my country? See, what the government wants to do for you, what you also do is pari passu. It goes hand in hand. If you expect the government to do everything for you.
Do you remember what happened recently with the issue of flooding? And where a lot of them were taken to the IDP camps.
Of course.
And after the few, whatever, they were dispersed from the IDP camp.
What do you want?
Do you remember that such people will still go back to the streets, and these same Lakarawas will still recruit some of their children? But these are realities. Let's not speak within fables. It's reality.
Look at it from the resources that the government is having.
Which resources now? The same resources we are borrowing.
Come on, let's be critical. Let's be factual.
Okay.
Defense is not cheap. Protection of citizens and property is not cheap. Getting arms and ammunitions, APC and so on is not cheap. You spend this money to secure these people. If these people don't want them to be secured, they will be vulnerable to idiots and to those who will deceive them. So you don't have to be vulnerable. You have to wake up.
The people that you want them to be at our borders.
They are being killed. Are they happy? But they let their guard loose. You have to secure yourself first. Protect yourself. Yes, you are hungry. I agree. Yes, there's poverty there. I agree. But how about lives and property? If you don't raise the alarm early enough, government will not do anything early enough.
That's why we are saying that assessing the condition of these people from the onset.
So we also have to look at all of us, we as a country, how do we guide our borders? How do we protect our borders? How do we guide ourselves? The borders in the north, you said it, it's porous, we know. So, but again, this is the,
what did we do when we know?
This is the same for us all over. The borders are it's so wide. Even if my border, they've not been able to man my border enough. You're not talking about the one in the north. We need to do something drastic. We need to encourage ourselves to be Nigerians. So to understand that, look, we are Nigerians. If anybody's coming from our neighboring country and infiltrating into us, we need to protect ourselves. So how do we get ourselves? The minute somebody come in, you don't understand it, please quickly report. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying fold your hand and begin to collect the rice and beans. Quickly report. This is different.
But I don't think that these things are basically like taught in school. I think that with the way the Western region has evolved and the way insecurity continues to loom in this particular sector,
so they should be able
I think
to
that the government should look
problematic.
for a way to educate this community. Some of these people are uneducated. They don't even understand. If they see a threat from a mile away, they won't even know that that's a threat from a mile away.
Madam, please hold on. If you this Lakarawa you're talking about, they say they don't even speak English. They don't even speak the native language of the people. So they depend on somebody to interpret. So the minute you see somebody is coming with something strange, there's experience for us to learn. There's experience for us to, you said we don't even learn. So maybe all of us said we know the learn. We are not going to maybe it's our nature not to learn.
Oh my God.
Because we have to understand, look, something is strange. We've had the Boko Haram, we've had the Matasine. If you go back, you've seen there's a lot of experience for us to learn as a people from the north, from the south, from the east to learn that, look, these things will not breed good in the long run. You give them room, they will take your arm. So the people should contribute their part to helping the military, the security operative to do their job. Raise the alarm early. And they too should be on their guard. I know we want the federal government to do everything for us, but they can't do everything.
They can't do everything, but again,
because they can't do everything and they can't be everywhere.
The district head of those communities or those local governments, didn't they know? For 6 years, these guys were preaching whatever they are preaching, and nobody's crying. They are now crying some weeks back, and they're like, "What's wrong?" And you go and these guys have been there for 6 years, over 6 years in your community. You can quiet.
They're understudying them.
No, they are still understanding. So they were collecting beans and rice, and they were enjoying it. Now it's become hydrated problem. You're now shouting. When you're supposed to raise the roof, so that people can know that this thing is wrong. Thank God the army is there now. They are now chasing them back into Niger. See, we're having issues. The issues is that from Mali to Niger, from Libya and so on, and all through the Sahel, the Maghreb, we are going to be having these issues continuously until we are able to say we are Nigerians enough and dare every consequence of any neighbor.
Do you know my gross about this issue is that we are aware about these issues from those places over time. We are aware about Mali crisis. We are aware about, and we know we have intelligence reports that has made us to understand that we are at risk because we are sharing borders.
Yes.
These persons will come in through specific borders. Why don't we be more proactive by providing enough security within those borders that we know that are critical borders that are porous?
That's a big question.
If we are able to do that, we will get against these Lakarawa things. We will get against it, and we will not have influx. We have our own problem enough. We have enough problem enough within our system, and so we should provide those proactive step.
We should.
I mean, these people, most of these people are very, very vulnerable, and whatever you throw in their face is what they will take. And sometimes I don't want to. That's how I feel. I feel that whatever you throw in their face, they will take because people they are least. So that will likely happen. But I mean, like Mr. Daniel has said, this is a system. If the system can work, the system should work.
It should work.
It should work. I mean, this is we voted you in for a reason now. Yes. We voted you in for a reason.
As much as you vote me for a reason,
no, it doesn't matter. You are for the people. You are for us. For us.
And for you, I can do everything. I can't be God. I can only be the president.
But I feel your presence.
As I choose my ministers also.
Because I mean, the insecurity in the northwestern region
at the local level, you should do your own bit to help me do work.
I say I don't like these aspects whereby we would put persons into position of leadership, And before you get there, you will make a lot of talks and tell us a lot. But when you get there, you will start pushing back and saying that you people have to protect yourself. What is that? No, I don't want that kind of normality. What kind of it has become abnormality.
It's normal. This is their norm. I expect it during this next election coming up. But let's just carry on to the next series. Obafemi Awolowo University has announced plans to assist students struggling with extra years of study by considering waivers in response to a recent suicide attempt by a 200-level student facing academic challenges. Now, according to an internal memo obtained by Punch, the University Senate convened a special meeting of deans to discuss the case and introduce compassionate measures for affected students. Now, the student in question transferred from the Faculty of Pharmacy to the Department of Biology Education attempted suicide on October 16, 2024 due to academic pressures. Now, following the incident, the Dean of the faculty escalated the matter to, university authorities. Now, I'm asking myself, what kind of pressure? I get it that there's pressure from school. I get it. What kind of academic pressure want to lead a student to want to commit suicide? No, I don't think it's a lazy student, but I want to understand the kind of pressure. I'm trying to get into the mind of the student. I can't seem to get it. So maybe Mr. Lee, you want to help me with that?
I'm asking the question, what is academic pressure? So he's moved from pharmacy to biology. So he didn't get it. I used to have a friend who left medicine, from medicine to either engineering. From engineering, he ended up in Faculty of Arts in the long run. I've spent 9 years. Now, as much as I agree that we all have different capacity to absorb and to meet these pressures, so if you are moved from pharmacy to biology, does that give you room to go and commit suicide? It tells you, look, here's a new challenge. Okay, maybe I can't cope with that. I should be able to cope with this. So I shouldn't attempt suicide because I can't cope. You can do better. The stress, I agree that it's stress, but what kind of stress will make you want to go and kill yourself? Even thinking of killing yourself is another stress again on its own. You're only looking for an easy way out of pain. There is so much stress in the land that is not a stress.
I think, if I will come in that aspect, I want to first advise, I know there will be so many youths out there that will be listening to me right now, and I know they will, especially students. And what I usually tell people is that no matter the pressure that you are facing and no matter the challenges that you are facing, always remember that there's somebody that is facing worse challenge out there. Always remember that there's somebody that's facing worse pressure out there. So there's no reason whatsoever for you to take your life because there's no reason whatsoever. So I just imagine for somebody to now feel that, okay, the solution to the problem is killing yourself. The reality remains that you did not end there. According to our scripture, in fact, you have just started your journey to suffering because you go to serious fire. I mean serious fire. Yes, serious fire because you get there and at the end of the day, it will become torment for life. So I don't see any reasons why. Then another thing is that for me, I would have advised the university, you don't, because of whatsoever that has happened, especially within this context, to now begin to create waivers. I can decide. I can decide as a student.
I think this is their own way of helping and being compassionate.
The school said, if you have one or two courses, and that if they waive it, it will not affect your results. So they are going to give concession to those, not to those who are lazy. Please. So not those who are.
That is where I come in. What is the measures? What is the criteria for you to now determine those who are lazy? Because you would have situations whereby some persons will say, now that we now have waivers, so we should be able to leave some courses.
They'll give you the waiver if it will not affect your course.
So what if I decided that, okay, since they are already giving waiver, let me leave some courses?
That is not going to affect your degree. That is to say, if you are going to have a pass, it will not affect your pass. You are still going to have your pass. So they waive that 2 courses for you, 1 or 2. So that will be removed. Okay, that one that is have 3, 4, and 5. You do it all. That stress, you stress yourself.
But is it that means there's a problem within the system?
No.
Why would I say there is a problem? Is that what is the essence of having a course that would not even reflect in your exam in the first place? Because I really want to understand this thing.
If you are expected to pass, if I waive the course for you and it does not reduce you, you are expected to pass it to increase you, is it not?
Okay.
Please get it. You expect to, so you put at a better standing, so you expect to pass those courses. Now, if they say, okay, if they remove the course, it will not reduce you. It will not add to you. So please allow him to go.
Because that's why I want to understand. That's why I want to understand it. Because I don't really. Yes, the school management understand whatever structure they have. I don't have much understanding about that aspect, that section.
I think the school is just trying to like, look, don't let us stress the students unnecessarily. If you have 1 or 2 courses and you don't pass them and you can still go, please go. Let my people go. But again, that does not. You see, academic stress. I was reading a report this morning about some parents in South Korea who are praying that their kids will pass one university exam. Like it's not. You're not coming to get a degree for free. Please, you are here to learn. Learn.
Read. Please read.
It's for your own good to even go through the stress, because after that, even after that learning, you're still going to be learning more till you die.
If you cannot undo academic stress, how would you undo work stress?
Which is even more in some cases. Which is
not in some. Don't say in some cases. It's all cases, because aside from the work stress, come and ask me. I will tell you. You have family stress. You have relative stress. You have sibling stress. You have colleague stress, neighbor stress, boss. So what I'm saying,
a lot of stress. We're living in a world that is full of stress. But having said that, we need to also accommodate. Like, look, if you can't accommodate this, please don't force yourself. You don't need to kill yourself. There are other rooms. After all, the richest man didn't even go to the forwards of the.
So it's not necessary.
That if
hanging yourself for somebody else. Killing yourself.
Let me give you a shocker.
I think they should have even worked on the mental health of these students.
I think I need to advise some people. Say, let me
on this because of this.
Education is important, but let me give you a shocker. Okay, when you have a situation whereby my younger brother that did not go to university has built house and bought cars, and me that graduates from university have not bought one. So listen, I really don't want people to just stress themselves. See, if you can't go through this academic stress, go and learn something, work, business, enter into business and make your life. You don't need to kill yourself just because you did not pass one course. You did not.
Maybe again, the school needs to look into it and say, okay, what exactly is the reason? Because we need to look at the root cause of this suicide. Why are people committing suicide? Is it peer pressure? Is it because I'm failing? Is it family pressure? Is it for disgrace? Because each one of us carry something that is operating in us.
Yeah, well.
That is pushing us towards where we're tilting to.
If you are afraid of disgrace, change location.
I think that schools should actually be big on mental health.
See, when I learned that my friend had spent
counseling and all that.
When I learned that my friend had spent 9 years on campus, I looked at him and said, this guy must be strong.
Strong, that's the word.
So I moved from medicine, he wasn't able, to engineering, he wasn't able, to in the long run to faculty of arts.
Yeah.
And he went out to the past in the long run.
Because he was willing to, and he wanted to.
And today,
and it was a learning curve. Some people have like a short. Some people have a short leash. I want to think that this particular student had like a very short leash, because I went to the university too, and it was not exactly as easy.
If Naibo man, that 9 years would have done business.
Which waiver? My school. Which waiver?
So what is difficult? What is difficult in reading 10 textbooks for a course? It's not difficult. You read it and pass.
But I also want to understand. I want to try to understand from her own perspective whatever she had been going through. You mentioned stress. There are some persons that don't know how to handle stress. They don't know how to handle pressure. So you can't take it away from them. You know, we are all human beings, like Mr. Lee also said. Do you understand? So there's a probability that she had gotten to the limit for like this one. No, as I got is to take my life, and I don't know how. And you know,
suicide has become cheap. Yes, very people just think without.
I really don't know how you get to that point. You know, I understand that depression it starts from like depression. You're depressed, you're not talking to anybody, and then all of a sudden you feel that this is the only thing that you can do
to just solve it.
But I just want to say, just as we wrap up the show, that suicide is not the answer. It's only the beginning of problems for you, for your family. Think of those that you're leaving behind.
Yes.
Do you understand? Think about them before you want to attend. For what? Because of what? That's what?
After training you for
you spent in school, the money you spend, the time you spend to read.
Parents watch your life
Do you
more than the
understand?
money they are spending.
Please.
I have spent huge. After spending huge
those money
from
is-
child, your naming. Even remember your naming ceremony.
Ah.
You know how much went into your naming ceremony.
See, it is not the money that parents have spent. It's your life that is more important to them.
You should don't even consider.
So you should just
Also consider
Yes.
that there are people who have invested in your life.
I agree with you.
It's very
But
important.
the investment is not as important as life.
No,
They
it-
want
Their
you.
life them-
it's
Because
important as life, yes, but this is reality. Okay, if you have it at the back of your mind that you are responsible to some people,
Yeah.
you will not go ahead and take your life.
Yeah.
You have it at your back of your mind that right from my childbirth, my parents, sometimes I will be at the hospital, my mom will not sleep, she will be sitting down on the bedside waiting for my dad will be running up and down walking his nail and
But
I have to think all these things.
Daniel, we can have this conversation the way we're having it now. You know, but you can't get into the minds of these people. You don't know the point they had gotten to get to that point.
I believe they see it
we
cheaply.
we can prefer all of the solutions and we can give all of these advices. Yeah, but I mean, I will just say again, suicide is not an option for anything, for any reason at all. Suicide is not an option. And we wrap up the round table today. My name is Margaret Osazua. Thank you so much, Mr. Adekunle Ali.
You're welcome, madam.
For joining in, and Mr. Daniel.
Thank you. The beautiful ones are not yet born.
Thank you. You're too kind. And thank you so much to you, the viewers. Thank you for tuning in. It's always a pleasure speaking with you and reading your comments in the comment section. Once again, you have been watching the Round Table. Until next time, bye.